If I could go back in time, I would grab my 25-year-old self by the shoulders and tell him one thing. Stop being an idiot. I was smart, I had a degree, I got a decent job, I paid my bills on time, like a responsible adult. But I was an absolute fool about one critical rule of money. And that single simple mistake cost me. It cost me peace of mind. It cost me years of stress. In real dollars, it cost me over $300,000. It is a number so big, it still stings to write it down today, on December 18th, 2025. The rule was not complicated. The rule was this: pay yourself first. Take a portion of every single paycheck and automatically move it into your investments before you do anything else. Before you buy groceries, before you even think about going out for drinks with friends. I heard this advice, I read it in books, and I completely, utterly ignored it. I thought I had time. I thought I would, catch up later. Later is the most expensive word in personal finance. Millions of people make this same error. They treat saving and investing as an afterthought. The problem is, there is never any money left over. Life has a funny way of expanding to meet your income. A little raise at work, suddenly you need a nicer car. A small bonus, time for a vacation. This lifestyle inflation is a silent killer of wealth. It keeps you running on a treadmill, working harder and harder just to stay in the same place financially. At 25, I was living the dream. Or so I thought. I landed my first real job after college. I was making about $45,000 a year. I rented a small but decent apartment in a cool part of town. I could afford my car payment. I could afford my student loans. I could afford my bills without too much stress. I even had enough left over to go out for dinner a few times a week. I bought the latest tech gadgets. I felt successful, like I had made it. My financial plan was simple: don't go into debt. As long as my bank account wasn't negative, I was winning. My company offered a 401k plan. I knew I was supposed to contribute, so I did the absolute bare minimum. I set it to 3% of my paycheck. I didn't even check if that unlocked the full company match. I just ticked a box to feel responsible. Every paycheck, a tiny amount disappeared into this mysterious retirement account. I told myself, I'm young, I'll increase it later. That became the foundational lie I built my finances on. Later became my go-to excuse for everything. I prioritized the fleeting pleasure of today over the security of tomorrow. Turning 30 was a milestone. I landed a better job with a significant pay increase. I was finally making good money. But my habits from my 20s came with me. Life just got bigger. The small apartment became a nicer one with a view. The reliable sedan became a sportier, more expensive car. The occasional vacation became a meticulously planned international trip. My spending scaled up perfectly with my income. I was still saving something, but never a priority. It was still the leftover money, and there was still never enough of it left over at the end of the month. The real wake-up call came around age 35. I was at a friend's housewarming party. He and his wife had just bought their first home. We were talking, and the topic of finances came up. He mentioned casually that they had been aggressively saving about 20% of their income since they started working. He talked about their investment accounts and how much they had grown. I did some quick panicked math in my head. I realized with a sickening jolt that he was miles ahead of me. We had started at roughly the same place, with similar salaries, but his consistent, disciplined choices had created a massive gap between us. That conversation haunted me. I went home and for the first time, I looked at my finances with brutal honesty. I pulled up my retirement account statements. I looked at the pathetic growth over the past decade. I calculated my net worth and was shocked by how low it was. The feeling was not just jealousy. It was a deep, profound sense of regret. I had wasted 10 years. I had squandered my single greatest asset, time. The later I had been promising myself had finally arrived, and I was completely unprepared. I felt the full cost of my inaction, not just in dollars, but in the stress and anxiety that washed over me. In a desperate attempt to fix things, I started to, catch up. I dramatically increased my savings rate. I started reading every personal finance book I could find. I threw money at my investment accounts, trying to make up for lost time. It helped, of course. It is never too late to start doing the right thing. But I quickly learned a harsh lesson. I could not buy back the 10 years of compound growth I had missed. The effort required to catch up from 35 is exponentially greater than the effort required to just start at 25. I was now pushing a giant boulder uphill, while my friends who started early were enjoying the ride down the other side. The rule that could have saved me from this financial pit of regret is painfully simple. It is the core of every sound financial plan. Pay yourself first. This does not mean buying yourself a new watch. It means that the very first bill you pay with every paycheck is the bill for your future self. Before you pay your landlord, before you pay the electric company, before you even buy a loaf of bread, you allocate a set percentage of your income to your savings accounts, to your investment accounts. This is not optional. It is not something you do if you feel like it. It is the top priority, period. The magic of this rule lies in its automation. You do not rely on willpower. Willpower is for suckers. It fails. You will always find a reason to spend that money instead of saving it. Instead, you set up an automatic transfer. The day your paycheck hits your checking account, a predetermined amount is automatically whisked away to your investment account. You never even see it. You never have the chance to touch it. Your brain quickly adapts to living on the remaining amount. You learn to budget with what is left, not what you started with. This simple system removes emotion and effort from the equation. I did the exact opposite. I paid myself last. My process was to get paid, spend money for 2 weeks, and then look at whatever was left over right before the next paycheck arrived. I would think, oh look, I have $150 left. I guess I can save that. This is a loser's game. Sometimes it would be $150. Sometimes it would be $20. Sometimes it would be nothing. There was no consistency, no plan, no discipline. I was leaving my entire financial future up to chance and my mood at the end of the month. This is like trying to build a house with whatever leftover scraps of wood you can find on the street. You will not build anything strong. Think of it like a tax. But instead of giving it to the government, you are giving it to future you. Future you wants to have options. Future you wants to be able to travel. To quit a job you hate, to handle a medical emergency without panicking, to retire with dignity. By paying yourself first, you are funding that future. You are buying freedom. When you are 25, a 10% tax on your income for future you feels like a lot. Or 15%. But when you are 45, you will look back and realize it was the single greatest bargain of your entire life. It is the one bill that pays you back over and over again. So, where does a number like $300,000 come from? It is not an exaggeration. It comes from the brutal, unforgiving math of compound growth. Compounding is the engine of wealth creation. It's where your investment earnings start generating their own earnings. Money makes money, and the money that money makes more money. But this engine needs one crucial fuel source: time. When you fail to give it time, you are leaving an astronomical amount of money on the table. My 10-year delay was a catastrophic mistake. Let's use a simple, conservative example. Imagine at age 25 you start investing just $500 a month. You put it in a simple, low-cost S&P 500 index fund. It earns an average of 8% per year. By 65, that habit would grow to about $1,740,000. Now my scenario. I waited until 35 to get serious. To hit the same $1,740,000 by 65, I would need to save about $1,300 a month. That's more than double the monthly effort. The cost of my 10-year delay was an extra $800 per month for 30 years. But the real story was worse. The $300,000 figure comes from a combination of factors. First, missed compound growth from not investing for a decade. Second, emotional, rookie mistakes when I did start. I chased hot stocks instead of simple index funds. Third, I paid high fees on actively managed funds, dragging returns. And finally, I failed to consistently negotiate salary and ask for raises. Each small leak, combined over 10 years, created a flood of missed opportunity. The raw number grabs attention, but the real cost is emotional. Constant nagging feeling of being behind. The stress of having to save more, cutting lifestyle earlier than necessary. The loss of flexibility. The money I missed could have been a down payment on a house years earlier. It could have been freedom to take a sabbatical, or to start a business. It's the price of what if. That's the true weight of $300,000. A monument to the power of starting early, a power I foolishly ignored. I cannot get my lost decade back. But you can learn from it. You can implement a system today. It will ensure you don't make the $300,000 mistake. This is not complicated. It does not require a finance degree. It requires about an hour to set up, and then the discipline to let it work for you. Here are the 4 actions I wish I had taken at 25. Do them now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. First, automate your investments. This is the most important step. Log into payroll or your bank and set an automatic transfer. Decide on a percentage. Start with 10%. Even 5% is better than nothing. On payday, move the money automatically into investments. Roth IRA, brokerage account. If you never see the money, you won't be tempted to spend it. It turns saving into an invisible habit. It's the bedrock of building wealth. Second, invest in low-cost index funds. Don't try to pick stocks. High fees are a cancer on returns. A 1% fee over decades can cost you hundreds of thousands. Be simple and effective. Buy a low-cost S&P 500 index fund or a target date retirement fund. Set it and forget it. Let the market work. Third, aggressively ask for more money. Your income is your most powerful wealth tool. A 5% raise beats skipping lattes. I was passive. Don't be. Negotiate salary on new jobs. Ask for a raise every year with a prepared case. A few extra thousand invested compounds massively. Ask for what you're worth. The worst they can say is no. Fourth, create a surprise fund. Life happens. Car breaks down. Pet gets sick. You might lose your job. Without emergency cash, you'll sell investments or go into high-interest debt. Automate a smaller transfer, maybe 5%, into a high-yield savings account. Save until you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This fund is your firewall. It protects your long-term plan from short-term chaos. I live a good life now. I have a solid financial plan in place. I am on track for a comfortable retirement. But there is a shadow that follows me. It is the shadow of what could have been. It is the knowledge that my life could be even more secure, more free, if I had just understood the power of time when I was 25. That feeling of regret does not cripple me, but it is there. I am sharing this story so that you never have to feel it. I am giving you the cheat codes so you can skip the hardest level of the game. If you are 25 or 30 or even 35, you are standing at a crossroads. You can take the path I took, the path of later, of passive hope, of paying yourself last. It is an easy, comfortable path for a while. Or you can take the other path, the path of discipline, of automation, of paying yourself first. It requires a little bit of effort up front. It means saying no to some immediate wants. But I promise you, that path leads to a destination of freedom and security that is worth 1,000 times more than any trivial purchase you can make today. Here is your urgent action plan. Do these 4 things before you go to bed tonight. 1. Calculate 10% of your monthly take-home pay. 2. Log into your bank and set up an automatic recurring transfer for that amount to a savings or investment account scheduled for the day after you get paid. 3. Choose one small, recurring expense you can cut and add that amount to your automatic transfer. 4. Put a reminder in your calendar for 6 months from now to try and increase your savings percentage by 1%. This is it. This is the whole game. It is not about finding the perfect stock or timing the market. It is about consistency. It is about automation. It is about letting the unstoppable force of compound growth work for you, not against you. The years between 25 and 35 are the most critical decade of your financial life. Do not waste them like I did. Start today. Start small if you have to. But for the love of your future self, just start. Time is the quietest coworker and the most powerful force in the universe. Let it work for you.